My name is Marissa Ferguson, and I'm 61. I started my diet at the beginning of January of 2020. I've been starting that diet virtually every day for 4, 5, 6 years. So it was kind of a big deal to finally do it. And it was actually easier than I thought. I'm pretty active anyway, I think, physically. So that was a good thing. And even with the quarantine, I think I actually was more active in the yard and stuff, working in the yard and everything. So the combination, I think, of really paying attention and having Jill there to support me or guide me was really helpful. And it was not as painful as I anticipated it to be. So that was good.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
So what, if you could articulate, what was the main problem or the problems you faced before we started working together in terms of weight loss?
I think that because I'd had some health issues, that I had been on so many diets for, golly, 20 years. And every practitioner or doctor had me on a different thing, and it only got more and more restrictive as time went by. And I think I was just really tired of being told what I couldn't have and couldn't do. And, food has always been important in our family, like it is for so many. If there was any kind of a celebration, it was always around food, and I like to cook and I like to eat and all that. So it was a place to, I think, and I'm a very good girl. I follow all the rules. So this was my way of being a rebel and saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do. So I think that was really hard for me to say, okay, I need to lose weight, but I have to restrict myself again. And that, I think, was the biggest hurdle. But like I said, it just wasn't as bad as I thought. And I could have more than I thought and still lose weight, which was really a shock to me.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So what would you say, I know it's a little funny to ask this, but what would you say was the best part about working with me or doing the program together?
Your radiant smile and lovely personality. What was the best part? Well, let's see. A couple things. Number one, I think you're very likable and, easy to talk to. Even though we didn't know each other, I felt like I could talk to you right away. And you're very supportive. And at the same time, you're able to introduce new ideas that might be, maybe something I might not want to hear, but you never presented it in a way that felt like you must, you were willing to work with, I would say you're willing to work with the client and where they're at too. You can meet them where they're at versus saying, no, you got to come way over here to, you start where the client is at. So that was a really good thing. And the other thing that was really kind of surprising was that you never told me what I couldn't have. I don't think you ever told me what I couldn't have. You always said, why don't you add some of this? And why don't you add some of that? So I didn't, I didn't feel like you were giving me a ton of rules, which was, made it easier for me. So,
awesome.
And yet,
that's great.
The chronometer does kind of keep you honest though. So you have that structure of the chronometer without, being told by you to, you got to do this, that, or the other thing. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So what results did you achieve from working with me?
Well, I wanted to lose 20 pounds and I did, just barely, but I did. But, the slower it came off, listen, I could have lost those 20 pounds in half the time that I did, and I know that. But for me, because of my issues with, not wanting to be so restrictive and stuff, slower was better. And the other thing was that the longer I went eating the way I was eating for the last, 6, 7 months, the more it became natural and a habit and, to not take as big a serving, or, you know, I guess practicing being able to say, no, I don't really need to eat anymore. I'm good. You know, um, the longer I could practice those kinds of habits, the easier it became. And so I think that, what was the question again? No, I'm starting to ramble a little bit.
The results.
Yeah,
So you lost 20 pounds.
yeah, I
And
lost the 20 pounds, and it was, without feeling like, oh man, scared that I'm going to put them back on again because I had to do something really different. It was not, I got the results I wanted without getting crazy about it, which was good.
would you recommend me to others?
Absolutely. Yes. I think it was a really positive experience for me. I feel like it was something that I can, I learned a lot. And so I can take what we did together and keep going with it. And so absolutely think that's the way it should be. So yes, I would. Mm-hmm. And you're very knowledgeable too about not just because it's not just about losing weight. It's also about making sure that you're doing it in a good way, a healthy way. So yes, I would recommend you highly. I just feel very comfortable, very calm about going forward, and I'm going to miss you. So that's all.
Yeah, but we're still buddies, so you don't
Yeah.
have to miss me.